You mentioned about sustainability and risk. So, what advice do you have for the managers, for the new managers start working at the top corporations or mid-level industries as well? Advice do you have for them in terms of managing sustainability and risk?
Excellent question. So in my mind, managers need to always keep the purpose of the corporation in mind. And this is, it sounds easy, but it means making hard choices. What contributes to that purpose and what does not contribute to that purpose? Do we need to exit certain business? Do we need to enter certain business? Do we need to expand on certain programs? And so on. So making choices based, that's number one. Number two, I think that managers nowadays need to be a lot better skilled in their decision making. And if I say better skilled, of course we need the financial analysis, the risk analysis, but we also need a lot more analytical tools from psychology, the field of psychology, and from the field of philosophy, where we can find models. On the one hand, to take out biases, for example, that we see in psychology, but also where we can have the question answered, what is the right thing to do? What is the right decision to take? Instead of shooting from the hip and just falling back on experience, which also limit ourselves, of course, we should inform ourselves about what's out there in terms of increasing tools for increasing our awareness for better decision making. In that way, we stay more focused on our aspirations, i.e., in solving a problem for society and being rewarded for it, on the one hand, and at the same time making better decisions, which are then also easier to communicate to our various stakeholders, because the reality will be that we cannot satisfy all stakeholders at the same time to the maximum extent. There is a negotiated process there. These outcomes may vary over time. Stakeholder one may be happy today, stakeholder two may be happy tomorrow, but that is a communication task. And this means that, as I said, we need to develop more awareness skills in decision making. And I think that's actually is not only for senior management, i.e. for boards, which have a fiduciary responsibility versus investors and others. This is a heightened burden almost, if you will, as I said before, but also for mid-level managers which orientate themselves in that whole pyramid.
Interesting. You mentioned about like the new trend is to understand behavioral science and philosophy as well, so that they can take more informed decisions.
That's
I think for in the whole industrial revolution, no one really thought about that. It was all about focusing on efficiency, but not understanding the people's perspective, which is now probably what's required for them to take more informed decisions.